Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Opel Frontera car. The Opel Frontera is one of the first compact SUVs on the market. In the early 90s, manufacturers focused even more on off-road vehicles than on urban boulevards, and this car is the best example of this. But will a solid 4x4 drive with a reduction gear and an angular body really be enough to cope with difficult off-road expeditions? The drive units were also reshuffled in favor of more modern ones. In turn, the dashboard was rearranged in the interior and the seats were modified. The manufacturer also managed to eliminate several shortcomings from the previous version. In 2001, the car received a new grille with a huge Opel badge, and a year later, the power of the 2.2-liter diesel increased from 115 to 120 HP. After the last facelift of the Opel Frontera, it was produced until 2003. The car's successor, the Antara model, appeared on the market only after a 3-year break, but this is a design with a completely different character. The Opel Frontera engine range is quite attractive. Unfortunately, not all of the engines are worth considering. Some of them are best avoided, but which ones? Definitely the 2.5-liter Italian VM diesel, which will bring you a whole plague of misfortunes. Its problems include a seizing turbocharger, faulty rocker arm mounting pins, injection system failures, and oil leaks. As if that were the case, each cylinder has a separate head, which additionally increases servicing costs. It is also not worth choosing 2.2 and 2.3L diesel units, in which the head gasket is damaged quite often. The first one also suffers from other faults, such as fuel pump failures, a faulty turbocharger valve, or faulty valve tappets. The offer also includes a 2.8-liter diesel engine from the Japanese company Isuzu, which, although it is characterized by low operating culture and does not provide stunning dynamics, can easily withstand mileage of up to 800,000 kilometers. However, you have to reckon with the need to replace the bearings at around 300,000 kilometers. An alternative to diesels are petrol engines, which, due to lower mileage, can usually boast much better condition. Unfortunately, they are not completely free of defects. Before you decide on a specific model, it is better to carefully inspect the engine for oil leaks, which are common here. Be sure to also check the condition of the exhaust manifold. In cars from before 2000, it often cracked. Don't count on finding a model that doesn't require any financial outlay. The car is already quite old. Note that petrol engines use a timing belt system, so to avoid a catastrophe, you need to replace it right after purchase. It's better to throw it away before it's fully used up than to pay for an engine overhaul later. First of all, you should pay attention to the condition of the bodywork, which is often already heavily corroded. The sills, wheel arches, rear hatch or chassis elements are where the rust appears the fastest. Even if you find a relatively well-maintained car, it is better to preventatively protect it from rust, especially in the case of the first generation. The cooling system, like the drive unit, can leak, so it's worth taking a close look at them. Another weak point is the steering gear, which catches on play. The power steering pump also often fails. The 4x4 drive helps you get out of many troubles, but unfortunately, you have to expect faster wear of the metal rubber suspension elements and drive joints. The reduction gear, clutches, and differentials are also fragile. If you buy a model with a faulty drive, you will have a lot of expenses, and there are plenty of worn-out cars on the market. Opel Frontera users complain about capricious onboard devices. The immobilizer, ABS system, alternator, and even the speedometer are also unreliable. The multitude of minor faults can drive many an owner of this car crazy. The main advantages of this design are primarily a successful 4x4 drive with a reduction gear. Unfortunately, off-road fun is spoiled by too small ground clearance and angles. Approach, departure, and ramp, completely incompatible with off-road vehicles. The weighting depth is also not very impressive here. When choosing a German SUV, you don't have to worry about the availability of spare parts, because there are plenty of them on the market, even used ones. Comfort is also quite satisfactory. What are the biggest drawbacks of the Frontera? Faulty and not very dynamic diesels, high failure rate, especially the first generation, fuel consumption of petrol versions, and also great difficulty in finding a well-maintained one. If you like fast driving on the road, you will also have to accept loud noises in the cabin. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.